Welcome back. And now the economic climate of the day is seeing a rise in second-hand shopping in South Africa. The trend is now evident in the local watch and jewelry market too. In the past year alone, Luxity reports a 32% jump in sales of pre-owned watches and jewelry. Michael Zahariev, co-founder of Luxity, joins us with more detail on this rising trend. Thank you so much for your time, Michael. Now, has the growth of the second-hand jewelry market been a gradual one in recent years, or are we seeing a rapid spike only now?
Well, I think the resale of luxury watches and jewelry has always been around. We think of the traditional pawn shops where we'd go and we'd drop off our goods and sell them for their material value. But I think what's really happened in the recent years is we've seen the rise of resale of luxury goods, which has added an extra dimension to the resale of specifically luxury jewelry and watches, which are now commanding a much higher price than if you took them to a traditional pawn shop, which would just melt them down for their material value. So it's really this value of the brand and the heritage of the item on top of its material value that's really causing a spike into this market of resale of luxury jewelry and watches.
Now, Michael, at face value, this trend could be seen as one that emerges from the fact that people are cash-strapped. But that's not quite it, right? It is a little bit more colorful than that.
No, exactly. A lot of the time, this is specifically, wealthy individuals who have these items, and I've often had them for many, many years. So what we're seeing is that these are actually investment pieces. A lot of the time, you're getting a return on this investment, and people have started to pick up on this trend because not only is it a financial investment, it's a tangible investment good. So you're able to purchase a piece of jewelry or a watch, which are luxury items. You can wear them from time to time, and in a couple of years resell them either to make a slight return or even just to purchase a new item without making a large loss on the item that you're reselling. So it's really growing this idea of the circular economy, making a return, luxury as an investment. So there's many, many aspects to it besides the fact of I'm cash strapped and I need to liquidate my jewelry or watches.
But actually, how much of that does play a role? Are we actually, can we discount the fact that even the most affluent consumer is feeling a little bit of a pinch?
No, certainly. I think every consumer, we've seen at Luxity many people coming to sell to us, not only because they're feeling a pinch, but perhaps that they're immigrating, so they need to move their items. But what's quite interesting is on the other spectrum of the case, a lot of our sellers are actually often selling to us because they just need to make more space. So, they want to go buy more new, and they're using that money of reselling to buy new. So, we see both sides of the case. I think there are many different use cases that we're seeing.
Michael, let's talk about safeguarding value here, because, of course, an important part of this, market is the ability for people to acquire these luxury goods and then to also keep the value in them, taking care of them. Especially with jewelry, it can be a little bit tricky. How does that work?
Well, I think there's a couple of things to unpack there. So the first thing to understand about the luxury jewelry industry is that you're not only benefiting from the value of the materials. So traditionally, people would invest in gold or platinum in order to get the value of the material that goes up. It hedge against jewelry piece, you're getting the value of the brand as well. So often when the material value might drop or have a downturn, the brand value very rarely decreases. The value of a Cartier bracelet is going to continue to go up, perhaps at a slower level if the material value isn't rising. So there's that hedge against just the material value. So that's a safeguard for the value of your investment. Additionally, because the items, are made to the highest quality standards, they retain their value. Even if you wear them once or twice with watches and jewelry, they can be easily polished and restored to a like-new condition. Other things to look out for are obviously maintaining your paperwork that you get, maintaining your boxes. Those kind of things can have a 5-10% differentiator on your resale value, because the person who's buying it, if the condition is like new, wants to make sure that they're getting all the other items. So the box, the original receipt, if you have it, all the paperwork, etc.
Yeah, actually, how are you working around that, proof of authenticity, especially if, a person actually does not have that documentation?
Yeah, of course. At Luxity, we've developed many safeguards to ensure that we're buying 100% original items. That's part of the difficulty when you are buying pre-owned, especially a brand. You need to make sure that it's authentic, that you trust the source you're purchasing it from, and the counterfeiters are getting more and more sophisticated as this pre-owned market grows. So we're constantly developing new ways to check the materials. Back in the day, you could just check if it was real gold, and that would be enough. But these days, the counterfeiters are even making real gold bracelets, which are fakes of the brand. So we've developed many strategies, and it's really making sure that you're working with a partner that, number one, is making every effort to authenticate it, but number two, you have some kind of a recourse should anything go wrong. So like at Luxity, we have 100% money back guarantee should you ever purchase an inauthentic item, or should you have any questions regarding its authenticity in the future.
And then also, Michael, just keen to get insights about who exactly you are seeing participate in this market a lot. I think globally we are seeing researchers say it's Gen Z and millennials who are also very clued up about issues of sustainability. In South Africa, is it a similar picture, or is it more of a mixed bag?
Well, I'd say in South Africa, because of the affordability, we're not really seeing the Gen Z. So we're more seeing your later millennials, etc. So our typical customer is 35 to 55. And I think that's just because that the younger generation just simply can't afford, luxury, even at a pre-owned level. But times are definitely changing, and we are seeing a younger customer, start to make use of buy now, pay later kind of schemes, buying and selling. So being a little bit smarter with their buck. And we're seeing this really differentiator between, what used to be the fast fashion crowd. Now people looking for something that, has a better cost per use, is what we call it. So if you buy a luxury item, you can use it many times, resell it at the end, and your cost per use is generally similar to that of what you'd get out of fast fashion. So we are seeing this trend slowly, but typically it's a bit of an older market compared to the international market.
Yeah, and I fit into that market. So you've definitely opened up my appetite for it. Thank you so much for your time, Michael. That was Michael Zahariev, co-founder of Luxity.